But fans continuing to file in here to Mim Gym, wanting to see what happens in the latest edition of this volleyball showdown. Things put in action as we are now underway in the opener. And to, in Virginia's case, make a little further noise in the ACC. And in the case of both of these programs, notch another point in that Commonwealth clash. Virginia answering back nicely. A couple of quick ones for Virginia. As last Friday, #1 Pitt handled business 25-9, 25-9, 25 to close out the weekend portion. For Virginia, that was 25-16, 25-10, 25-14. And a strong finish in the middle for Abby Tatter. There is that energy we were talking about from UVA. Timed this beautifully. Football standout at Penn from an athletic family and trying to make her mark on this opening set. Virginia has an answer. The responsibility of Haley Pierce this time around. And the Hokies able to put a couple together here, and in doing so, take the opening set to take a 1-0 advantage on the road here inside Mim Gym. Closing stanza of this opening set, and the 16 kills as a unit off of it. The catalyst for Virginia Tech taking the opening set. Now remember, this is a couple of teams that were looking into the thick of things with immediate impact after spending the 2021 through 2023 campaigns on campus at Virginia Tech. Prey, who we were discussing back in a consequential slot here, kept alive valiantly. Role at the University of Florida. And very wise staff there with the Gators, seeing this sport at its highest level. Barrow flying in there in that role, and place of Chameleon, who had been there. A little further than that prior to the timeout moment, but Virginia will have none of it. How about this chance? But the Hokies making this one far more competitive now at 20-15. Set up beautifully. And the Hokies took the first 26-24. Took more than the usual 25-point threshold to get the job done. Virginia inching ever closer to their first set victory this particular week. A home and home. They play in Blacksburg a couple of nights from now. Here in Charlottesville, these two teams having split the first two sets. Swing set on the horizon between them now, and control of the matchup for grabs. Virginia wearing those gray tops on the right side of your screen. The Hokies taking that 26-24 opening set and 1-0 advantage. You're wondering about how things have gone on the serve line all the way around. Service errors sit at 8 for the Hokies and 3 for the Cavaliers. A 1-0 start for Virginia here in the third, and kept alive and sent across by the former Hokie Duprey. Well-timed block up on that front to take care of it. The first 2 points of this third set are split evenly. Take a look at the assistants. following the first handful of contests this year in which she was limited. And she has provided a spark for Virginia Tech, with bodies everywhere trying to circle around every Virginia delivery, and it will work. Mentioned this is a category where the Hokies currently have an advantage, and it grows. Just a little tickle of the tape and able to get it to go down on the other side. Haley Pierce, who leads the Hokies, kills per set with right at 3. Has 6 total in the contest on this night. Noticed as among the per set leaders for the Hokies. Back set here and flying high. Talk about leadership in keeping with their liking. But you turn the page now after the extended delay of the day, and these players try to go back at it in the midst of that. To say both locked in and somewhat loose in this scenario. This lands for Virginia Tech right there on that line, and in doing so, the Hokies will claim. And not without its impressive moments on both sides. When all is said and done here, though, in set number 3, it is the Hokies. This homecoming continues. This time at the helm of that program continues as they'll be in action on Friday. Basketball season underway. We talked about football when we had a 14-7 score earlier. You know, it all culminates when these two teams play together, and it culminates in the Commonwealth Clash. As SMU and Pitt rolled through the Commonwealth. And it is the Hokies doing it more effectively, it would seem right now. Hallman again was pushed beyond the 25 threshold and claimed by the Hokies at 26-24. Virginia creating a separation of 2 on their side of things. Standing right in there for the perfect contact, the libero. Both liberos involved. It'll end in front of Virginia Tech. And Haley Pierce, who's one of those we just discussed, is now on the serve line with Virginia Tech's 14th point in the book. Just inside the pin, right down the line and landing it. Took her talents to Blacksburg, 2021 to 2023. Played in over 60 matches for the Hokies. A side out from the Hokies here. And Virginia Tech in position to perhaps go on a run, but it is short-lived. Point. The first 4 sets in this first of 2 this week between the rivals. Hokies with an answer. Pierce and Robinson, the other 2. It's Patrick back on the serve line. Virginia needing just the point. Right back off the block, and the Cavaliers with a count of 25-17. Painting final chapter of this edition of the Commonwealth Clash. There is the final point of the 4th on this night. 82nd meeting has its 5th set underway. If you missed it earlier, 41 wins for Virginia, 40 wins for Virginia Tech, trying to even up that series. Makings of a tremendous rally perhaps here. The back and forth continues on the 4th point of this sprint. Straight sets victory for the Hokies, the most recent straight sets victory. Swinging away up on that front side and able to get the contact they had hoped for. The attack error. Far side pin. Libero to the deck to keep it alive. Near side pin. Somehow lofted up from the Virginia Tech side, though the Hokies cannot work. Fans enjoying themselves inside Mim Gym off a couple of setbacks at the hands of top 15 foes. These teams dueling it out in the Commonwealth Clash. Cavaliers led it by a count of 10-4. That's when the Hokies went to work. Pulled to within 10-7, and Virginia answers as they have throughout the night. Fifth set inside of Mim Gym. Hokies won the first and the third sets. Virginia winning the second and the fourth sets tonight. Bill Patrick and Haley Pierce as advertised alongside Walgren, 14 with a match point in effect against the Hokies. Driven home, far side pin, kept alive. But right where she needs to be is Abby Tatter to provide the Virginia finish, and the Hoos